Hey guys, it's Holly with Large Flippin' Family, and I've been super duper MIA. So I wanted to take a minute while I'm alone in the car, which has not happened in months, I swear, to touch base with you guys. I haven't been YouTubing much. As you know, I was pregnant. I think the last update I gave you guys was around 33 weeks. We went on to deliver a healthy baby girl on May 18th. It was the worst C-section I have had out of all 6. It took them like an hour and a half to get my spinal epidural in because I have so much scar tissue from the previous 6 C-sections, plus I've had a blood patch and all that stuff. So took them a long time to get the spinal in, and that is very uncomfortable. Any of you who have had that know that is not the fun part. So my spinal was pretty rough, and then they got me down on the table. They brought my husband in, and then lickety split, they were in there. They got my daughter out, but when they were in there, they said that my uterus was so thin that they could almost see the baby through the wall of the muscle. So they strongly suggested that we not continue our journey of having more children. So that wasn't necessarily in the cards, but it's not fun to hear, you know. Just you never know what life will bring you and what you might want to do down the road. So that was kind of upsetting. But then after she came out, I started feeling really crappy, so they gave me some really good drugs. So basically I kind of went into la la land for about 45 minutes while they put me back together. And then I reacted very poorly to the anesthesia after. I always do get itchy, but this time I got so itchy, itchier than I think I've ever been, and I was also shivering to the point that it looked like I was having seizures. I kind of scared my husband a little bit. So needless to say, I didn't hold my daughter for a while because I was shaking and itchy and irritable. So Mackenzie Brooklyn was 6 pounds, 9 ounces. I believe she was about 19 inches long. Came out screaming, happy little girl. She looks just like her other sisters and brothers. I'll have to do a video where I actually introduce you guys to her in the future. So she came out, and then she began to have some respiratory issues and ended up going to the NICU. And then she stayed for an extra 2 days after I was released, just to make sure that she got all the fluid out. Since she was a C-section baby, she didn't get the squeeze, so all that fluid kind of hung out in her lungs. So so she ended up in for 2 additional days. For me, it was extremely traumatic for her to go to the NICU because of what happened with my son Benjamin. He was in the cardiac intensive care unit, wires hooked up. It was awful. But, Mackenzie wasn't nearly as sick, but it still was a flashback to being in that NICU with the heart monitor, and they said that she kept holding her breath and her sats would drop. So just sitting there watching the monitor and hoping they don't go down, and if they did go down, like stimulating her as they came back up. It was very scary. It was very emotional for me. In comparison, it really wasn't that major of an event, but it still evoked a lot of emotions for me, being a mom of someone who's been critically ill and ended up passing away. So that was that. So she came home. Her brothers and sister are absolutely in love. My 3-year-old daughter, her speech isn't very clear yet, so she calls her Mackenzie. And she'll climb up on the bed and say, "I love you, Mackenzie. Mama, I hold her." And I let her hold her, and then 2 seconds later she goes, "I done." It's just the cutest thing. So because of the timing, I had her 2 weeks before school was over. So essentially I have had all 5 kids by myself for the last 2 months. My husband's been working a lot. We did a little bit of traveling. So essentially, he's only been home for a few hours. Excuse me, I am a mom. He's only been home for a few hours, a few days a week. So it's been very challenging trying to keep everybody busy and happy and manage the house and adjust to having 5 kids and having a new baby and having no sleep and just life. It was tough timing. I'm very much ready for school to start again. So my business kind of got put on the back burner while I recovered from the baby, while I am adjusting to life with 5 kids at home. So I have officially taken a break from Amazon for the summer. I'm actually going to send in a shipment this week of just the odds and ends I've been collecting over the past few months that need to get in there. So I need to get a shipment into Amazon, and then I've been really working my eBay business. That's been my focus. Right before I had the baby, I had somebody helping me with listings. That person really didn't work out. I mean, he's still available for special projects and stuff, but he worked full-time, plus he had 2 other part-time jobs. So, I give him work to do on Monday, and sometimes it was like Friday before he had time to do it. So that just wasn't working with what I needed, because as many of you know, the eBay algorithm, you need to constantly be feeding the system, be active in the system for your listings to show up high, for you to get the sales. So, by the time I had prepped all the stuff and sent it to him to list, him taking 4 and 5 days before he had time to get them listed just wasn't working. So, after I went on the hiatus for the baby, I actually have hired my aunt, who is currently out of work, to do listings for me. I'm actually physically taking her the inventory. She's doing the listings and the photography. Whew. I'm sorry. I do have a baby, and she does keep me up, and she's up every 3 hours, so I'm a tired mama. So she's working for me now. So she's been helping me get listings up. I've also recently acquired inventory from a girlfriend of mine who decided that she was done doing eBay. She actually was more successful than me. Last year she made more money than I did. But she just decided that with 3 kids at home, around the same ages as mine, and a special needs child, this just wasn't what she wanted to do anymore. So I acquired her inventory. So I am in the process right now of working through her listed stuff and getting it listed on my eBay account, and also her unlisted stuff, and sending it over to my aunt. I'm sorry. It's life, and sending it over to her for her to photograph and get the listings done so I can approve them and get them into the system. So since she's been working for me and we've been uploading stuff almost daily, my eBay sales have increased back up to where they were prior to the baby coming, because obviously when the baby came, things went down, my sales went down, my ability to ship things fast went down. So I am back on track with 1-day shipping. I'm back on track with making about the same amount of sales a month. So my business is back on track. I am trying to work it as much as I can with the limited amount of time I have with an 8-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a newborn. Soon to be a 9-year-old. My son's going to be 9 on the 22nd. I just can't even wrap my head around the fact that I've been a mom for 9 years. I still haven't figured it out, but I've been a mom for 9 years. So once school starts at the end of August, I am going to be getting my butt back in gear. The boys will be gone at school all day, and then my 3-year-old will be going to a daycare a few days a week. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just a sleepy mama. But she's going to be going to daycare for a few days a week so that I can work. I'll keep the baby at home because she's still relatively young and relatively easygoing. So yeah, so I will be back full force. I'll be back on the resellers stew, hopefully, at least 2 times a month, so that I can hang out with my girls. And yeah, so actually I just got back from the Goodwill outlet. I did some bin hunting, just to get some fresh stuff in, so I get excited. I'm sorry, I'm not re-recording all of this. This is life. But on my way home, I passed the St. Vincent de Paul, so I'm going to actually pull off here in 2 seconds, and I'm going to swing through there, see if I can find anything. I have a lot of plush, and while I don't mind doing plush, and plush makes me good money, I just kind of want some good wares to mix in there to keep things exciting, so I'm not just giving her bins of plush every day to do. So that's that. I want to, keep it diversified. So that's my update, guys. Mackenzie on the 18th, will be 2 months old. Can't believe it's been 2 months already. Super good baby. She spends most of the day hanging out in her swing. She doesn't really require much fussing, which is good because I don't have time for that with a house full of kiddos. So that's that. If you have any questions, pop them down in the comments section. I missed you guys. I can't wait to interact with you in the comments. I have been doing a lot on Instagram under large_flipping_family. If you want to hit me up over there. I haven't been doing too much on my Facebook group, but I've mostly been active in Instagram. So if you want to interact with me, feel free to hit me up there, hit me up here, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye. Make it a great one.